All right. This is what I don't get. These people that won't take the vaccine for a bunch of reasons. The one reason I do understand is when people bring up shit like the Tuskegee. If you're ignoring all the information, just pretend like none of it exists, and you just don't want to hear it, and all you'll listen to and all you'll focus on, and the only thing your brain will let you understand is like shit like the Tuskegee experiment and how shady it is that Pfizer pretty much got exclusive blanket access. All right, let's just focus on those. And that's all your brain can understand. Fine. I understand that. But I can't understand how people can get into the area of, well, I had it once, now it's fine. Yeah, so have a lot of other people that then got it again 1,000 times worse, and it put them in the hospital. And it's so fucking frequent. So many times, the second or third time they get sick, it fucking rolls them, kills them in a lot of cases. Let's just ignore that, okay? I didn't get it for a couple months because I wanted to wait and see, because I knew they were tracking it at the hospital my wife works at. So I was like, let's just wait and see. Because if I was watching the amount that was unvaccinated versus vaccinated in the needed ICU because of COVID, specifically, not just people in ICU that had COVID and weren't vaccinated, but people that were in ICU because directly as a result of COVID. And they had all this broken down in their charts. So I was watching that. And the lowest I ever think the unvaccinated percentage got to was like 95. The wife says 96, but I thought I saw 95 in there once. Granted, the 5% that were in there that were vaccinated were like fucking 80. They were super old, I get it. They could have been in there anyway that were vaccinated. Because the word everybody loves to use, comorbidities, even though so many people die that don't have any comorbidities, it's not an anomaly, it's frequent. It's not like a fraction of a percent. It's a healthy chunk. It's at least 10 or 20%. Yeah, that's not much, but I'm obese. I'm morbidly obese. And I'm suicidal too, so I'm not saying, I guess I could have not gotten the vaccine. But those numbers are pretty pretty clear. I can't argue with those. I can usually find arguments in numbers pretty easy. But pretty much 97% and up all the time, everyone that needed ICU. And it hasn't changed. That's how it's been. I was not gonna get it if it was like 30, probably even 30%. I was gonna say like 40%, but even 25 or 30%. If it was that high of people who vaccinated were still in the ICU, I wasn't gonna bother. But it's pretty cut and dry. Is that a cat? Oh. I was gonna be sad. So I got it. I want to die, sure. I would probably, if I found out I was gonna die on Friday, I'd probably just sit around smiling for the next 2 days. Give Lily and Beth extra hugs. Probably try and work a bang in there on Beth tonight. Get one more of those in there. Maybe play a little World of Warcraft for 5 or 10 minutes. Little Minecraft. See all my video games again for a few minutes. Call in sick Friday because I'm not going to fucking work. Probably at 4 o'clock. Because I really don't want Beth and Lily to deal with my corpse. Probably like 4 o'clock, just start driving out into the desert somewhere. Maybe park and then just walk out into the desert. Die out there. If I know I'm going to die, that's why I'd be happy. But anyway, I don't want to be on a ventilator. Fuck that. So yeah, I got the vaccine. That's not the direction I want to go when I die, is on a goddamn ventilator. So yeah, I got the vaccine. What's this motherfucker doing? Sucking dicks. But I just don't understand the arguments against the vaccine that involve bullshit numbers. Oh shit.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah, what can I get started with?
Could I get 2 of the breakfast crunch wraps with steak?
Okay.
And that's all.
Any hot sauce packets for you?
No, thank you.
Does it look correct on the screen out there?
Yeah, it looks good.
Alright, it's going to be 63 at the second window.
And I'm sure they're like, oh, you got bullshit numbers. Because they go off these really strangely framed bullshit out of context numbers they find on these random conservative websites that don't check out. You look into them and they fall apart real quick.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's going to be 863. How are you?
Pretty good.
There you go. I'll have it right out, okay?
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for once a day.
You too.
Got it?
I guess that's the real problem, isn't it? Oh, they're raiding a fucking Taco Bell bag. That's all those birds were doing. That's the real problem. Any set of beliefs you want, anything. I bet if you wanted to be surrounded by people that think trees are God and have an argument to support it and like feverishly believe it, I bet you could find a group with hundreds of people that are willing to talk about it and back each other up and flood your life for the rest of your life with content that is trees are God and why and how and all that shit forever. And you could live in that pocket of information forever. I just threw that in there because that's an easy one. That's one I could probably even bullshit my way into. Because there's a lot of trees out there, a lot of like clusters of woods or whatever that are arguably one giant organism And they do supply us with oxygen. I mean, not a lot, but I mean, they're definitely a contributor. So there's arguments to be had there. And there's arguments that our DNA, we share DNA with some trees. It's not like, a lot, but we have a lot of the same DNA structures. Let's see something more absurd. Maybe somebody believes traffic lights are God. I'm sure there's a couple dozen people that are down that rabbit hole for some reason. And you get into any of the major binaries, pro or against fucking anything in our life, there's a fucking group full of people for that that'll pad out your brain and fill you up with, bolster your beliefs, whatever you want. That's part of the reason I'm probably so goddamn stressed out, because I'm one of those motherfuckers that'll actively. So for example, I have like 3 Facebook accounts that I frequent. One of them is hardcore. What is that? It looks like 2 like old style hammers crisscross applesauce over like a Cincinnati logo. Anyway, I have a Facebook account that's pretty much the only people on that friends list are, hardcore Trump fans and religious, like openly religious, not just on their, they don't just wear it on their sleeve, but they actively force it into conversations, and they'll be the first ones to drag you down if you don't believe what they believe, because God wants that and all that, There's that Facebook account, and I go on there quite a lot more frequently than I probably should, because I want to know what they're doing. I want to see what they're thinking. It's a whole different thing. You'll go onto that account and see 10 topics that they're crazy about, and sometimes it'll seem like everybody on that list is posting about 5 or 10 things that I haven't heard about in weeks, or since the last time I logged on there anyway. Like, they'll be posting and commenting and having like 100 comment deep conversations about shit that like I never see anywhere else on the internet that I visit. I guess I'm more left-leaning than I want to admit. I'm very well aware. I'm further left than the Democrats. I know that. The Democrats are, and as far as world politics go, a lot of people, those goddamn lefties. Well, they're not lefties in the world. Democrats are pretty center. Sometimes on some subjects, they're even right of center, like commerce and all that. Even if you think they're Marxists or communists or socialists or whatever, no. The vast majority of Democrats are right of center, and really, Republicans should be glad. They shouldn't. They say a lot of shit that's not even remotely true about Democrats. The only reason I vote Democrat more than Republican is because they just inch just that much closer to where I'm at. I voted for Republicans, and I will again, because sometimes the German Democrats are just a massive pile of shit, and like the Republican will just be a little pile of shit, and that's much better. So I've voted for Republicans before. I could talk about this for hours. But then on the same note, I'll see things on the left-leaning Facebooks. I've got both of my main accounts my main accounts, out of the 3, are pretty much left-leaning. They'll be going on about shit, and the funny thing is, they'll be going on about shit that I think is stupid too. Like right now, they were going off about Joe Rogan. And once again, like the right-wing side, this is what happens when you get groupthink going together. They just go fucking off on shit that is like that doesn't, like, if either side would actually spend time and really honestly take a really good, long, detailed look at what they're talking about, they would realize they're full of shit. Like the right doesn't understand the vast majority of the left is for guns too. Stupid. And they're like, oh, no lefty's ever been in the military. Yeah, they're the half of the platoon that just sat there nodding silently while you idiots rambled about politics. It's because they're not going to argue with you morons, because you never know when to shut the fuck up. When it comes to fucking big mouth motherfuckers, the right, and I'll give you an example of how the right is hands down the biggest, Trump. Okay? Fuck your feelings. This is that group. The left didn't have it. There was just no fucking. And let's go, Brandon. Obama effigies being hung and burned. The left didn't do that shit to Trump. The most the left did was make statues. The only thing I ever really saw was making statues mocking him. Big deal. They didn't have no. I've never seen a lefty have a fucking like Trump parade or a Obama parade or fucking convoys of cars with flags and shit. Never saw that shit. But I gotta go, okay? So bye.